22, Shabbat. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said tonight that Israel has moved to a new phase in the war against Hamas. IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari described the overnight raid into Gaza as an expanded ground activity rather than a full ground offensive. No Israeli soldiers have been hurt. Several Hamas terrorists have been killed and Hamas infrastructure destroyed. Infantry, combat engineering forces and tanks remain inside the Gaza Strip. The Air Force overnight struck 150 underground sites belonging to Hamas. 2 Hamas commanders, including commander of Hamas's naval forces of the Gaza City Brigade, Rateb Abu Sahiban, were killed. Hagari said their elimination brings good progress in the stages of the war and helps the forces fight a weaker enemy. The IDF today dropped leaflets in Gaza with the following message. To the residents of the Gaza Strip, the Gaza Governorate has become a battlefield. Shelters in northern Gaza and Gaza Governorate are not safe, and it urged residents to evacuate immediately to the south. The IDF released footage of the interrogation of Hamas terrorists who participated in the October 7th massacre, confirming that Hamas has a hideout under Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. Yesterday, spokesman Daniel Hagari accused Hamas of having its main base of operations under the hospital, the largest in the Gaza Strip, with hundreds of thousands of gallons of fuel for vehicles and rockets, caches of ammunition, explosives and materials to make more, and stockpiles of food, water and medicine stored there. The New York Times reported that Hamas has enough supplies to sustain fighting for 3 to 4 months without need for resupply. Rockets were fired towards communities near the Gaza border throughout the morning without causing damage. A rocket hit a home in Beersheba, causing damage, no injuries. Hamas launched rockets at Dimona and towards Tel Aviv and other cities across central Israel, as well as towards Ashkelon. Rockets landed in Kiryat Ono, damaging a number of parked cars, and Holon. Rockets were also fired from Lebanon at several targets in the north, all landing in open areas, causing no injury or damage. The IDF struck a Hezbollah site in response. After the expanded operations in the Gaza Strip, which began last night, the families of the 229 confirmed hostages held in the Strip issued an urgent plea for a meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and other members of the war cabinet. They said this night was the worst of all nights. It was an unending night. The families are anxious for the fate of their loved ones and are waiting for an explanation. Every minute that passes feels like an eternity, their statement read. After their meeting, they continued to protest outside the Tel Aviv Museum. A Suta hospital in Ashdod announced the death of a 9-year-old girl who suffered cardiac arrest last week when an incoming rocket siren was activated in her city. This is Peter Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA, Australia.